What's good, everybody? Here today to talk about the Mafex Dark Knight Rises Batman. Batman. Let me tell you, this figure is dope. I mean, it's exactly what everybody said about it. It's really cool. It is great. And I opened it straight out of the box and put it in front of you. I only got a chance to literally briefly play with it. So you're actually gonna get real first reactions out of me out of this. So that's what's gonna be pretty funny about it, because I've seen all my friends sit down and play with it. I've had to sit in the box for like a week or two, and yeah, so let's go to it. I wanna it's really funny because everything about this is one of those things where it's like Dark Knight Rises, the story is something I originally loved and then I fell out of love with, but the character design is something that I've always enjoyed. So they have literally, Mafex and Medicom themselves have done a literal excellent job of going from one of those companies who didn't kind of listen to us to quietly giving us exactly what we wanted in comic definitive stories. So I'm gonna give them credit for that, because at one point I was literally ready to drop Mafex, and now I'm like, they're single-handedly one of the best lines out. Now, once they get rid of these QC issues, they're gonna literally be crushing the comic book stuff. And I think that there's a lot to look forward to in that, for real. So I'm gonna start by saying, yeah, that's the truth of the matter. I was ready to drop them, and they made the changes that I wanted as a consumer, and here we are, me not dropping them. So I gotta say, this is dope as hell. But yeah, like cloth capes, wired capes, like that's a plus for me. But it's also one of those things, design-wise, they actually gave us something really rare, comic accurate depictions. So gotta say, this is a phenomenal job. Like, yeah. But anyway, look-wise, like I said, this is comic accurate. We have our wide body design. We have our huge, muscular, Frank Miller-like design here of an old man, beefed up, cranky old Batman. And it's dope, because while the other lines like Mezco can give us their rendition of an old man Batman, it's dope because it's original. And honestly, I love the original stuff. That's why I fall in love with that kind of stuff. But this is a reminder that Mafex does a reminder that comic accurate stuff can still be fun too. And I think that's what's really dope. So yeah, like our head sculpt. Our head sculpt is our big flashy head, which, you know, it works for the big flashy body. The bat symbol is big and huge, again, drawing attention to the chest area, so that way you don't pay attention to what else Batman is doing. It keeps all the visual guidelines that Batman kind of does intact, so that's pretty dope. The cape itself is wired, and you see we have our ruffles, and it's actually only wired in one, like across here. The rest of it just holds up because of the way these folds are, which is pretty dope. See, as you can see, it's not wired back there, so it doesn't hold in that case, but otherwise it looks good. Fold it out. Our arm design, let me actually fold the cape over and back. So our arm design, we can actually rotate up. There is a butterfly joint in there that allows for movement forwards, backwards, downward, and upward on our Batman. So when you want to do like a punch across, obviously you'll be able to get it. As you can see here, folding forward, we have a bicep swivel, which is very nice. We have our double jointed arms, and even with the muscle definition, the plastic is a little soft, so it allows it to rub up against each other and press in with no problem. Head articulation wise, we can look up. Oop, pulled a little too hard. So we can look up, but not as much as we would like to. We can look, no, we can't look down at all. We can look straight. So looking down is not an option. We can tilt left and right, and looking up is definitely an option. But looking down, that's not gonna be it. Not with Batman's big old chin like that. It just ain't gonna happen. As far as our upper torso goes, we have a forward ab crunch. We go backwards. We can tilt side to, well, we can tilt on the lower part side to side. Oh, no, we can tilt side to side. All right, we can actually tilt side to side. So yeah, they actually give us everything you want. So movement, aesthetic, it's proven that it's all there, which is really dope. Our belt has a little bit of wiggle room going up and down. Our leg can go forward. We can stand straight up. We have double jointed knees, but doesn't press in too far. As you can see, it can go too much further in, sorry. We can go backwards, forwards, inward, outward, and we have toe pivot. We also have a hidden thigh swivel that allows us to rotate inward, but not as far outward. So Batman can flex. Like legit, Batman can show you his Lotus style kung fu. You know what I mean? And the police are on it today, so you might be able to hear them like now. First is Ichigo, now it's them. So yeah, Batman can legit flex on you. So this is gonna be dope. Okay, that came out because I pulled it in too far in. So what you do want to be careful is when you're rotating in, because I just did it, you want to make sure your thigh actually rotates in, because I was rotating the ball joint, but I rotated it without actually moving the proper part. Like this inside needs to rotate. Otherwise, it's going to fall off. So let's do that. Flex them up. This is legit nice. This is a big flex. Oh, did I pop something? Hold on. Let me make sure I don't have any issues. Oh, okay. So it is my inner thigh joint was not moving. So I want to make sure. Big flex, big flex. Yep, big flex. Gotta say, this is a move, y'all. This is a move. So anybody who's praising this toy, I can legitimately say there is praise there. I think that this is a step in a direction that we can all appreciate and go into. And some people could take pointers from this. Like this is a big flex from Medicom. Like first there was Hush and now there's this. This figure is really dope. It's visually, aesthetically pleasing. Its articulation is pleasing to me. It's one of those things I can't stop saying that it doesn't deserve the praise, because it absolutely does. Yep. Yeah, this is dope. Hands down, this is dope. Now, real quick, while I have him posed up, I'm gonna leave him like back there, and we're gonna talk about the accessories that he comes with. So you will get one angry face, angry. This is our bat grin, or bat scowl, or bat poker face, whatever you want to call it, but bat is in front of it, like shark repellent. So you'll get this head. This is actually a really nice head sculpt. It is very definitely accurate to Frank Miller and Klaus Johnson. And Klaus Johnson is the inker who normally inks over his stuff, for those that don't know. So there's that. You will get these open palms. This is going to be for grabbing your bad guy, jumping through, looking very actiony, all of that stuff. So these is very good. You will also get these hands. These hands can hold your batarangs a certain way. So you'll get it to where it can hold in ever so gently, which I don't mind. I mean, this is not terrible, but I don't think it was needed, but I'm glad to very much have it. I'm not going to try to sit here in front, because, and the reason why I said that is because you'll get another hand which holds the batarangs way better, and it also can hold other items. So let's say you wanted to hold like a sword or something in this hand. Not only can it hold the batarangs, it can hold a sword. So like, it may not hold it very well because of where the thumb is positioned, but I'm just going to use a sword, and as you can see here, it actually can hold it. This sword has nothing to do with the Batman. I just pulled it out so you can see it. So, but you get 8 batarangs, right? And you can do this that you actually see on the box, where you can place the batarangs in between each fingers. I thought this was a genius move. I think what they did with this was legit genius. Because old man Batman is a jerk, and I'm pretty sure he wants to beat up on bad guys at this point, because he's old and he's mean. So you can literally hold up to 4 batarangs in this and having a good time. That's a really smart move. Not only can it hold weapons, it can hold batarangs. Well, other weapons is what I said. And then you'll have these open flight hands. This is so that way if you want to recreate the comic covers, you can. You get these hands. I think that was a great addition for those of you who love to recreate the comic stuff, or live in a world where you don't go past 90s comics. That's totally for you. So yeah, this Batman, spot on greatness. It's really, really nice. It's really good. And just for shits and giggles, we're going to do a size comparison with some other Batman, like the Hush and the Supreme Knight, so we can have a good time. I actually do not have the other Dark Knight Rises anymore. I don't own them anymore. But yeah, we can compare it to a bunch of other stuff and see how he stacks up. So let's do that. Now we size up Batman, but first things first, I want to make a correction that I forgot earlier in the video. I said Klaus Johnson. It's actually Klaus Janson. Pronounced it wrong, and it was bothering me because I couldn't remember why it was wrong. But now I do. It's not Klaus Johnson, it's Klaus Janson. So yeah, longtime inker, actually does his own art too. Really beautiful stuff. Very moody. Anyway, let's jump into it. Size-wise, I want to compare him to a Supreme Knight Bats, because it's their, you know, it's Mezco's version of their old man Batman. And I just like that these two guys are 2 old grumpy men that if this was like the multiverse and you had these two like team up, they would literally be two of the crankiest old men that could like beat you up. So it's just great to see it. Here we have a modern rendition of it, and then we have Frank Miller's design. And even though they're completely different, they're really dope in their own right. The big bat symbol definitely sticks. The big utility belt still sticks. The big beefy stocky old man still sticks. It's two different renditions, both looking very great. So I just want to say I appreciate both, mostly because you kind of wouldn't have one without the other. So yeah, shout out to that. So then let's do the Hush Batman, whose overly exaggerated cape may annoy some, but it definitely worked for this story design. And it's technically no different here. While this is more big and exaggerated too, this Batman is a lot beefier. So it sits on the shoulders a little better. It doesn't brush out as much as this one, but it's very nice to see these two in comparison to each other to just see how nice it is. Next up, let's do a Lightning Collection Red Zeo Ranger. Not like Batman would ever team up with the Zeo Rangers at this age because he hates kids. He's a cranky old man who wants them off his lawn. We have some articulated icons ninjas, which I think is a very good thing because ninjas versus Batman, it's never a bad thing. Never, ever. And these guys sit a little smaller, but as army builders, I think they'll fit in just fine. Next up, we have SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Kuga, who literally in terms of height stands no chance next to Batman. He's way too tiny, even though he can probably beat the bricks off Batman with one punch. So let's move these guys. Next up, we have a 1000 Toys / Toy Pizza team up, because right now my other humans are actually on display. So let's team this guy up. And as you can see, he's a little bit smaller. Then we're going to do a Mezco Me on a black ninja body. Let's move my head over. And I think this Batman actually scales a little bit more better with the Mezco stuff. If proof with the other Batman wasn't it, this is right here. As the ninja looks about the same height as Batman. So let's actually center him up a little bit closer. Next up, I want to do a Marvel Legends Iron Fist. So you see how your Marvel Legends stack up. Oh, one thing I don't have with me, crap. I don't have any DC Essentials with me. So yeah, my bad, y'all. I'll probably put it in the photo after. Next up, we can do a G.I. Joe Roadblock, who's a little bigger. And then we'll team him up with another G.I. Joe, so you can see the differences in the size. I know I got one somewhere. Oh, here we go. Let's actually do Storm Shadow, who I happen to have out. So Batman may seem a little bit bigger to some people, but I think he fits in pretty well with both imports and domestics. It's one of those things with best one size fits all. That's the term. I think that definitely fits here for this Batman. Looks really good. Overall, I think it's really one of those nice things that completes your comic Batman very well. It's a very good rendition. If you miss out on the black, there'll be other variants too as well too, which makes it even more fun. So yeah, pick and choose which ones you like or get them all. It doesn't really matter. I hope that you found this informative. I hope that you enjoyed both my review and many of my other friends who have put up reviews as well too. Please support them as well. And as always, guys, please be good, do good, drink your water. Later. All right. Bonus round. So I went and dug some out real quickly. Here is a Mattel Red Hood. And the Mattel stuff seems like it may be a little bit on the big side, but I think it works here still for this Batman. As you grow a little older, you get a little shorter. So I'm gonna be terribly short as an old man. And then we have a DC Essentials Cheetah. And since all the DC Essentials are the same size, we kind of know where they stand. So Batman kind of works himself out with these, which is pretty dope. Also, one more thing I want to add, because I'm not sure. I think Jake did it, my main man, Force Photos. So, just as a quick head swap, you can have an unmasked old man Bruce. It does not technically stick on, but because of the head peg, you could kind of just make it just fit right on. So some sticky tack will work out for you. Hopefully you guys will enjoy this. As always, guys, be good, do good, drink your water. Later.